What is happening, my friends? What is happening? GM, we have a new day, a new opportunity, and most importantly, a new president. But the market is still looking like this. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? So the market is not really taking this well. And the main reason is because it came in that, there was no executive order on the first day regarding crypto at all. Ross has not been freed, and everything that we've been expected, and actually partially we've been promised, did not happen. Now, Trump took office yesterday. Time magazine is showing previously that he's leaving office in a big mess, and now he's basically the man coming back here. But the thing that was happening is that everybody was expecting yesterday to have an executive order on day one regarding crypto, and it didn't happen. So the question really came, are they lying? What is really happening here? Are we going to go down from here? Is this the local top? Is this the actual top? And there's 48 hours, in my opinion, that really does matter. Now, of course, we can push it maybe for a week, but I don't want to push it more than 48 hours, because if we do not see action in the next 48 hours regarding crypto, I definitely think that we're going to have a massive, massive, massive sell-off. So on this show, we're going to talk about that as well. I'm going to talk about what really happened. I'm going to talk about some fun stuff. I can't come here live. I have some commitments that I have to attend to, but I recorded it an hour before, so this is completely up to date. And I'm going to show you everything that I think is relevant for you. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button if you're returning, and let's jump into it. So number one, I don't like this. I do not like this. Fortcoin is down 25%. What am I going to do? No, but in all seriousness, Tau down 13, AI play down 13, Trump token down 30, WIF down 12, Pangu 7, Doge 9, Doge down 9%. Like, I thought it was the Department of Government Efficiency, and we're going to the moon. It is not really happening. What is pretty interesting, and let's summarize everything that happened yesterday, although we were here live. By the way, guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗙, and I bring you the best alpha in the industry from the past 24 hours and everything you need for the next 24 hours. I simplify crypto, I give you trades, I help you understand everything you need to understand. So if that sounds good, make sure to follow me on X. There's a link to my X profile in the description, and also a summary to an executive orders that were signed yesterday. We're going to talk about that in a second. But this is how the Time magazine portrayed Trump's or Biden's first day and Trump's last day in 2021. And this is how they portray him today. Now, this means one thing: things are changing. And he's coming into office, and he's got a lot of stuff to do. And this was the moment, again, if you are not from the States or you have not stayed up late, this was the moment.
Your right hand and repeat.
First of all, what was interesting, and I read it after, there are photos circulating that his hand, so the way it works is that he has to have his right hand up like this, and then he has to have his left hand on the Bible. And if you notice here, his hand is not on the Bible. So a lot of people talk about, what really happened. Well, I'll tell you what happened. What happened is that these idiots didn't wait for Melania Trump to arrive and show the Bible so he could put his hand on. So they were absolutely rude here. Look what happens. Melania is standing back here, and she's not there yet to actually show the Bible to Trump so he can put his hand on it. And this guy starts the ceremony. Look, and then Melania just moves now.
After me.
I'm coming here. So he raises his right hand. His left hand is still not on there, but he's already saying the oath.
John Trump, do solemnly.
And Melania is still walking up, so they didn't wait for her. What is happening here?
Office of President of the United.
And she's kind of standing behind him. You see? His hand is not on the actual Bible.
Office of President of the United States.
And I don't even think that it ever gets there, to be honest. Now I'm distracted. Anyway, it's kind of weird, but this happened, big moment. We've been really waiting for this. And I actually thought, on his speech, that was, if you did not see it, you have to watch that speech. It was a 30-minute roast of the Biden administration. Absolutely incredible. He's just speaking facts, and the whole Biden administration just sitting there. It was incredible to watch. Anyway, I was not shocked that he was not saying anything about Bitcoin and crypto and all that. Obviously, has much bigger fish to fry. But I was thinking that the only way he would, call me crazy, but there's no way real Donald Trump would ignore crypto after this weekend launching his memes and whatever. The only way he would, if there was an executive order already in place, ready to sign for a national reserve. So I thought strategic national reserve announcement is happening. He signed a lot of executive orders yesterday, and I thought it was going to happen. And then Bitcoin is catapulting up to 120,000. But it didn't happen. It did not happen. So we did not see a pardon for Ross from Silk Road. We did not have a legalization of perpetual swaps, which is, I don't even think what is here. And no crypto executive order, for example, a national reserve. So the question really is this pattern that we've seen before, 2017 inauguration, massive pump, 2021 inauguration, massive pump, 2025 inauguration, massive pump, is this still in the cards? Is this still happening? And I do think it is happening. And you have to consider the fact that he has a bunch of stuff to do. And this is what I'm going to show you now. But I want to ask you to smash the like button if you're here. Because it's a pre-record, it's not live. The algorithm doesn't really pick it up as much, so I would truly appreciate if you just smash the like button, share it with your friends, and of course leave a comment in the live chat if you can, because there are a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's get back here. One is, let me present you the President of the United States. Look at this guy. With his sword. He's dancing with a sword like this. Anyway, you can call him whatever you want. He's a fucking G, bro. He is a G. He's dancing with a sword. He's an absolute G. Anyway, this happened. And I wanted to point out one little thing. If you know me, I talk a lot about motivation. I talk about my journey, and I share with you how I work and what I do. And I do have a vlog as well. It's called the $1 Billion Hustle, where you can see everything. There's a link in the description as well. But I talk a lot about hustle and how you have to be prepared and how hard work always tops talent. And there was a very good example of that yesterday. And I wanted to show this moment. This was my favorite moment in the entire inauguration, where there is this Carrie Underwood, right? And she's a singer, and the music doesn't start. Also, how I don't even want to go into depth that you have one event in every 4 years where you have to play a freaking song and you can't get that right. Like, you have to be a total fucking idiot to not do that. But anyway, they can't start a song, and everybody's standing there awkwardly. Like, just, everybody's like, what is going to happen now? Like, what's going to happen? It's after the speech. And Carrie Underwood, standing there, and look what she says. Lip read what she's saying. Can I? And look, she says, a cappella. That means that she doesn't need the music. She's just going to sing it. And she's like, I'm just going to sing it. Now that's hard work, my friend. That has nothing to do with talent. She has the courage to stand there and say, I'm just gonna sing it. She's like, a cappella, I'm just gonna sing it. And look what happens. They go, fine. She says, okay, cool.
If you know the words, help me out here.
And she says, if you know the words, help me out of here. She takes a deep breath.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber.
This is hard work. And there is a quote that I really like. You never raise to the occasion. You never raise to the occasion. So when you are under stress, you never raise to the occasion. You always fall to the level of your training. And that has nothing to do with talent. So this is heads down to her. The entire audience singing with her. Beautiful, beautiful. Literally the best moment in the entire inauguration, in my opinion. How they tried to screw her, whatever, music doesn't come. And then she, after the speech, and then she stands up and she's like, I'm gonna wing it. And she actually does an incredible job. It's insane. Anyway, Trump comes into office and he starts signing executive orders. Bunch of executive orders, 42 in fact. But the biggest thing that we all look for, there's obviously a bunch of stuff that he has promised to crypto, fire Gary Gensler, all that stuff. I don't want to play this clip anymore because we played it too many times already. But there is one thing that I was really looking for, and listen to what he said here. It's very important.
And if you vote for me on day one, I will commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht to a sentence of time served.
So Ross is sitting, I think he's sitting a life sentence almost. He's been running Silk Road.
And if you vote for me on day one, I
will
commute the sentence of Ross.
Day one. Trump says day one. Now you can come here and say, yeah, but he meant that a week. No, I don't care. I do not care, because if he does not do this in the next 48 hours, whether day one is yesterday or today, maybe, that is a problem. And of course, he has a lot of stuff to fry, a lot of fish to fry. But the fact that there was no executive order regarding crypto at all, and when I say crypto, Ross, just free Ross, just give us the crumbs. That's it. Just hint that you didn't forget, that you're there, that you're gonna stand up for crypto. Just free Ross. Shh. He freed the people, and we're going to look through what he did, but he freed the J6, the January 6th people who've been sentenced on the whole Capitolium run. He freed, he had the hostage deal settled. And of course, I understand it's bigger than Russ, but for us, free Russ, it's one signature. And you promised to do it. So the question really came, did they actually lie? And I put this out on my X account, which again, you should follow because there's a bunch of alpha you don't want to miss. And 1,600 of you answered and 66% of you said no. Well, for me, although I love Trump, I do think he did lie. Because he did say that he's going to do it on day one. Now, did he mean it that he was going to do it on day one? Yes, I genuinely believe he did. And then he realized this happening, and then he realized that happening, and then he has this whole day packed with events and flying copters and whatever, and he just simply probably didn't have the time. Now, obviously, the chances on Polymarket, they were up at 50-60% yesterday. If he will do an executive order on day one, down to like 0%, obviously. And then whether he will create a Bitcoin reserve from 50% down to less than 30% now from since yesterday's events. So it is quite substantial, but what people don't understand, and CZ put it very nicely here, is that everybody expects everything to happen in one day. Everybody is expecting everything to happen in one day. And that's not how things work. How things work is quite simple. He has a bunch of executive orders he had to sign, a bunch of things he had to take care of. And one of the things was, let me say it here before I go further. So that was this post saying, there was this post from 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗙𝗏, and then there is this guy posting, funnily, whether I'm hearing from people that you need to, I'm hearing from people that you need to put Ross Ulbricht's pardon at the top of the executive stack. And what is interesting about this is that Elon replied and he says, Ross will be freed too. So there is definitely an intention. Elon would never come out here and comment this if he did not know that this was going to happen. The question is it happening in the next 48 hours? If it does, then we're good. If it doesn't, then we have a problem. Now, what we have to look at, this is the executive orders he signed on Capitolium 1, right? So these are revisions of 78 Biden era executive, so slash, right? It's scratch. Regulatory freeze on federal hiring or federal workers return to office, cost of living crisis, withdraw from Paris Climate Accord, important, very important. Letter to UN on withdrawal. This is going to be super interesting from the WHO, World Health Organization. Freedom of speech, number censorship, and weaponization of government. Now, there's a bunch of things he did right. And again, there's a link in the description to this thread where I summarize everything. I think it's quite cool to read through and just scroll through all the executive orders. I made it very easily understandable. But I also included in the end here the link to the actual website. So you will be able to see it. It's up here, and then you can see some of the executive orders. Some of the executive orders obviously protect borders, protecting the United States from foreign terrorists and other national security. And what is super crazy, I mean, not necessarily that crazy, but he is withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization. Now, he was saying that they donated. So I watched the whole thing, and he said America donated $500 million every single year to the WHO. Now, I'm not even going to talk about the shit show they did with COVID, but the fact that America donates $500 million and China, with 1.3 billion people, donates $39 million, that's kind of crazy. And so what happened that last time Trump pulled out, and they said, you can come back in for $39 million. And they said, no. And Biden came back and he said, $500 million, no problem. So obviously controlling the elites is kind of crumbling here, which is the main important here. Now, just as a summary, here's what I'm thinking. And I'm going to look into the charts now. But if we do not get just a tiny bit of something about a crypto executive order, legislation, anything, that is going to be a problem. That is going to be a problem because everybody's expecting it. Bitcoin is holding quite down. I'm going to look at the charts in a second. But if we do not get that, market will most likely take a massive hit. And I'm talking sub 90,000 Bitcoin. That's what I'm thinking. If we do not get an executed order latest this week, but preferably the next 48 hours. So let me look at the charts, but I want to talk about one more thing before I do that, and that is the TG of Fantico. First of all, I talked about Fantico a million times. Love the project, love the game, and we had the tournament. Just so you know, for all of you who are mimicking me and mocking me and joking about the fact that, oh, FFA is this and that. And this guy, Jose, you won $3,000 that is going to be added to your account. $3,000 by just watching the show and completing 4.37. I did it in 7, bro. You're a beast. The best thing is you get a $100,000 competition ticket. I want you to win. Just so you know, I want you to win. Jose, if you are this guy and you want, DM me on X. I want to bring you up on the show and chat to you about this because it's insane. And then Sleeful, also from my community, as you see here, $1,500. Bellux is $600. Melanie, $200. All from watching the show and actually simply playing. But that's not what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say that Fantico, the game that you played, is actually an incredible Web3 game. Play to earn soon and all that. They have a TG coming in 6 days. So that is the 27th of January. You'll be able to go onto their website. There will be a link in the description. Go and check them out. I am going to buy the token at TG. I do believe that Fantico has a 10x possibility. I genuinely do believe it. The question really is gaming going to pick up? But if it is, this is an incredible bet. Very good team, working product. We've seen how cool this is. There are like 1,000 people from the community playing. So definitely worth checking it. So let's talk about the charts because that's also super important. Charts, very simply, very shortly. I know it's a little bit messy because we're coming into it. Unfortunately, the reason why I'm saying that we're going to get a massive dip is the following. I tweeted this and I said we're going to reverse from this 3.57. From here, we had a 7% dump. The next level I marked was 3.65. You can look back on my profile. That's all there. I'm tweeting. I'm helping you. I'm telling you what I'm getting into trades. And even if I can't come here, I'm showing you everything. So this is why it's worth following me on X and turning notifications on. And from this level, we have dumped another 7%. So the two levels that I marked and I said we're going to dump from, we have dumped 7%. So what I'm saying is the following. If you look at the higher time frame structure, this here is unfortunately just a retrace. You have a low, you have a high, you have a low, you have a high, you have a low. This is a break. That means that on a higher time frame, we have broken structure. That means that if we broken structure, we're coming down on a daily. And if that happens, we have to retest where? Exactly to the area that I marked. And then the next leg is a lower low because this is just a retest because we didn't close below here. Therefore, this is not a new low. It's just a wick. That's not a close below previous low. Therefore, that cannot be considered a low. And the new lower low is down at 295, which I've been calling for quite some time. Now, from this level, that's 20% on the total, 40% on most tokens, 25% on Bitcoin, at least. And that will put us to about 85,000, which would be the daily equilibrium. Now, I don't have a lot of time to explain all this. I've explained it on the show, but I'm gonna write up a post on X about the whole thing that I just literally explained. But if we do not get a catalyst, because how I can also look at this is the following. I can also look at this and say, hey, this could be market maker manipulation, liquidity built up. This is relative equal highs. So we didn't even wick through. So you can say this is liquidity. And we can see this happen. I definitely think we're going to dump either way. But this is what I would be expecting to happen on at least on Bitcoin, up to 115, 120,000. Now, if we do not get an executive order, in the next 48 hours, we're going to break this level. And if we break this level, we're going down to the 295. How I'm playing it, very simple. I want to make sure that I'm going to monitor it. I'm going to tweet every second that I get. I'm going to tweet it out, what is really happening. And just make sure that you protect your downside. Don't start over leveraging here. It's a very high risk environment. If you get the info that there is an executive order, you can take a long position and just play it by levels. So you can take your stop loss on the lows, because I do believe that it's going to whip back down and we're going to have a flush out before the actual run starts. But in general, I do think that we're going to have an explosive pump if we got an announcement. Now, I wanted to say a couple of more things. This is about the charts, but I wanted to say a couple of more things here. One is, by the way, guys, very important. I talked to VX. VX is one of the exchanges that we are partnered with. I love VX. Shout out to them. we made the deal specifically for you guys where you can trade 0% maker fees. That means if you put a limit order in using my link in the description, you sign up to VX, non-KYC available worldwide, all that stuff, great fees. But if you sign up using my link, you get 0% maker fees. That means if you put a limit order in, you do not have to pay to actually trade. That's quite crazy and unheard of. So go and check them out. There's a link in the description. It's actually a great exchange. Okay, so here's one thing. Some stuff that is actually bothering me, and I wanted to talk about, is that Biden, the president of the United States have this pardoning power. That means that he can pardon whoever he wants. And pardoning means that if I commit a crime and the president says, you're pardoned, then you're pardoned. There is nothing that can override that. Nothing, literally nothing that can override a presidential pardon. Now, what Biden did is absolutely disgusting. And you can say whatever you want to say. You can be, a Democrat or a Republican, or you can be like, oh, Trump like this. I don't care. What Biden did yesterday is disgusting and disgraceful. That's what I think. So while President Trump was speaking, 20 minutes before Trump took office, 20 minutes, Biden pardoned his entire family, okay? So, the Biden, Hunter Biden laptop and all that shit with the coke and the whores and all that, that stuff is now gone. Like, it's just, doesn't really matter. It's out. And you know why he did it 20 minutes before? Because if he did it earlier, Trump would have called him out on his inauguration speech. And he was such a snake, this guy, that he didn't even dare to do it before it. So he did it meanwhile. Anyway, it doesn't even matter. They are out, which is good. But that happened, just so you know. So another important thing is, like, with all these pardons, like, why do you pardon someone who didn't commit anything? Also, if sometimes in the future you're gonna figure out, oh, okay, so we're just gonna pardon the whole family. What is interesting about this is what the Democrats were saying about pardons not so long ago. Listen to this.
Have you ever heard of somebody getting a preemptive pardon who was innocent of all crime? Who's just an innocent person? Have you ever heard of that? Just somebody getting a blanket pardon and they're an innocent person?
But no, it's the president's own family. It's people that have been covering up for the president in addition to his own family.
Is there an innocent explanation for someone to seek preemptive pardons for family members? Would you do that if you knew you were innocent and just worried about outside forces?
The answer to that is going to be no. If you haven't done anything wrong, you sit there and go, what do you need a preemptive?
Complete freaking joke. Anyway, just so you're aware, this happened. I also wanted to bring you a picture from the inauguration. Sander, I don't even know how do you pronounce his name. I think it's Sander. Anyway, Sander, this guy here is the Google CEO. The funniest thing about this is that his net worth is 1.3 billion. And he's the poorest guy on the picture here. This was just something that is funny. Mark was actually staring at the boobs of Jeff Bezos' partner or wife or girlfriend. I don't even know what it is, but Mark was like this. If you've seen the clips, it was quite crazy. Cointelegraph did it again. So the intern is getting fired again. They got to find another intern because they retweeted a fake Barron Trump profile with a fake pub.fund address, and they lost that. They basically caused a $35 million loss. So congratulations, Cointelegraph. I don't know how you can do this, but you did it again. It's incredible. And I wanted to show you one more thing, which is absolutely true. I tweeted this, and I said Crypto.com, the moment this happened, I tweeted about it, that Crypto.com, the exchange or the mobile app, renamed their application in the App Store to Crypto.com Buy Bitcoin and Trump. Okay? So anyway, guys, it's been a short show, but I hope that you got the value that you came for. Very important TLDR, do not get over leveraged, do not go into craziness. I am longing Trump, but I just want to see what really happens. And if in 48 hours nothing happens, we have to replan the whole thing and see how things shake out. And just make sure that you protect your downside. Make sure that you're not again, over leveraged, and make sure that you don't go with the crowd where you have to long because it's coming. Make sure you follow me on X. Keep an eye on my X profile, turn on notifications. I'll let you know immediately when it happens. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Come back every single day. I am here live bringing you the best alpha. Thank you so much for watching. You can watch these 2 videos as well. If you appreciate them, smash the like, share it with your friends. You can click here to subscribe to the channel. And of course, you're already subscribed. But if you're not, well, this is the time. Thank you so much for watching. Truly appreciate you. And I believe I'll see you in the next one. Take care.